PhD thesis. And our first winner is Thierry Chekam, working with the University of Luxembourg and SNT for his PhD thesis to improve the quality control of software testing. The actual title of his thesis is Assessment and Improvement of the Practical Use of Mutation for Automated Software Testing. So it's computational science. Stay with me. We're going to learn more in a video shortly. But basically, we're surrounded by the essence of software, and it needs to work for us. Otherwise, there could be huge economic losses. It can also affect our health and the safety of so many networks. So it's critical that the basis of the software works. Thierry tested the most widely used checks, which are called statement coverage criterion, and he compared that to mutation method. And he went to go on to design a machine learning technique that can improve the quality control of one of these methods, I won't give away which one, by 20 to 30%. And his tools are now available on the open source data portal. The judges selected this thesis because it was impressive academic curriculum with tight integration in several cultures. He had an exceptional publication record, and the results can be adapted and applied in related domains. Some of them are now explored in current industrial projects. So let's find out more in this short video.
I am Thierry Chekam. I'm a postdoctoral researcher at SNT, which is the Interdisciplinary Center for Security, Reliability and Trust of the University of Luxembourg. I am honored to receive the FNR Outstanding PhD Thesis Award for my research on quality control of software testing. If software fail, there can be dramatic consequences. There can be economic losses, and in the worst case, this can affect our health or even our safety. Therefore, software need to be tested before release. However, there are cases where some faults are still present in the software when they are released, and this happens because the tests are not good enough. That's why in my PhD thesis, I developed techniques in order to improve the quality control of software testing. Software is usually tested by executing with a given input and checking whether it behaves as expected. This means that it runs well and produces the right results. A simple example is a calculator. If you gave it as input 7 plus 5 and you get 2 as a result, that is wrong because 7 plus 5 equals to 12. Then what you do in that case is that you have to go through the code and find where the problem is and fix it. There are several methods. The most widely used is statement coverage criterion. It checks the quality of test by measuring the number of commands that are executed by the test. The intuition is that you're more likely to find errors in commands that have not been executed by the test. However, this criterion checks that the commands are executed, but it doesn't check that they are executed correctly. Another method is called mutation. It creates artificial errors in the program, called mutations, and then check whether the test can find those artificial errors. The more errors the test find, the better it is. It was unclear which method is more effective for testing software, and we found in our research that mutation is more effective than the widely used statement coverage at finding errors in software. However, mutation testing is very expensive, and software developers find it tedious to write tests that are good with regard to mutation testing. We address this in 2 ways. First, by designing a machine learning techniques that selects the most useful mutants that can find bugs better than the state of the art. Secondly, we design an automated test generation technique that generate additional tests to the existing tests in order to detect the mutants that were not previously detected by the existing test. The results of my PhD are published, and the tools are available open source, and my research is currently used in a project paper. Currently, I am extending the work of my PhD to software that are updated, so that we don't need to execute all the tests with the new versions of the software.
Thierry, congratulations, fantastic award, fantastic achievement. I'm sure you must have some thank yous that you'd like to say.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much. I would like to thank the FNR first for this award and also for providing me funding to do my PhD research. I would also like to thank the University of Luxembourg for providing a good environment to perform the research. My PhD thesis is not solely the result of my personal effort. There are many persons that have contributed to that, and some have contributed more directly to my research. I would like to name my two supervisors, Professor Yves Letrao and Dr. Mike Papadakis, for their good advice and support. I would also like to thank my research collaborators and my PhD thesis evaluation committee, and also my colleagues from the Serval team at SNT. And some other people contributed in a more personal way, and I would like to thank my wife for her support and patience. I would also like to thank my parents, Mr. Chekam Maurice and Mrs. Chekam Clarisse, for their sacrifices to enable me to have good education and for the encouragement. I would like to thank also my siblings and my whole extended family. And I would also like to thank my all the educators that taught me during my pre-PhD studies. And finally, and most importantly, I would like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who saved me and gave me the ability to have good health, to be able to perform the research, to be able to have the joy and be able to do the research stress-free. And one of the passages that encouraged me and kept me going, sometime when it was a bit difficult, was a passage from the Bible that says that whatever you do, work at it as if you work for God and not for pleasing people. Thank you.
Thierry, that's a very soulful thank you speech. I think it's dumbfounded us all. Thank you for your incredible work. You are a very humble person. We had a little chat yesterday, and just at the end of our chat, I discovered that moving from Cameroon, please tell our viewers, where did you choose to do your undergraduate studies?
Well, I did my undergraduate studies in China.
And why? Why China? How come you moved from Africa to China?
Well, there was a program, a cooperation scholarship program between Cameroon and China, and it's quite selective. So I applied to the program after I finished my high school diploma, and I wanted to do study abroad because it's supposed to be better than in Cameroon, and I can learn more things. So I was selected by the grace of God to go to China, and I started my studies.
And not just that, but you arrived in China not speaking Chinese.
Yeah,
so you also learned Chinese as you were off to do your undergraduate studies there. And then when it came to the PhD, I believe you had a few choices there also.
Yes. After my master's degree in China, I applied for PhD in several universities, and I was shortlisted by the University of Luxembourg and University of Melbourne in Australia.
So Australia or Luxembourg. So why did Luxembourg win you? Well,
it's more personal. What happened is that I was a bit in the middle for what I choose. I did not know so much about Luxembourg, to be honest. I knew more about Australia. But I was like, I don't know which one to choose. So I was like, since I'm a Christian, let me pray to God and ask him what he wants me to do. And I asked for a sign, and the sign came for Luxembourg. Therefore, I came to Luxembourg. And I'm very glad that I came to Luxembourg because it's been a great country. I really enjoy Luxembourg.
And just turning to your research now, what's the future for you? Where are you going to take your work?
Well, currently, I am doing a postdoc to extend the research that I've been doing during my PhD. And after that, I'm planning to either move in industry or continue with the research, maybe in another university. But I think it's more likely that I will end up in an industry to actually put that into practice.
Well, Thierry, from all of us here, a fantastic award to win, and hopefully winning this prize for your outstanding thesis will serve you well in life, and you'll go on to do many more amazing things in whatever country you end up in beyond Luxembourg. But we want to hold on to you for a while longer yet.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations and enjoy the evening ahead.
Congratulations.